And then, ito, you want me to put it through the sleeves?
No, okay na po na lang.
This will make your back. Paano? Ganun ko lang. At then,
Wording. Ma'am.
does it have to be on the left, right? Can't you put it here? Ha?
Because nabubuksan.
Ito. So, nahihila pa dito.
Yan po.
I think he has a problem. Not us. We don't have a problem. We've survived the worst.
Bigay ko muna ito sa iyo kasi langanin pag-upo ko.
GMA of the government.
Kwenta ko sa inyo mamaya.
Ha?
Personal.
I'm sorry?
Mamaya may kakwenta ko sa inyo.
Alright.
Give me so much inspiration.
Thank you. It's gone to my teeth. No. Alright.
Mic test, mic test.
Try not to spread
Yung
your
cable, ano mo baka masabit sa paa niya. Kaya,
hair. Fine. Okay, I think that's enough.
They're frustrated with VLI, they're frustrated with VLI, they're frustrated with the government, particularly with Roy, and they're frustrated about the portal. Yeah, from the frying pan to the fire.
Is that the camera? Okay.
Hi, hello. Ready? I'm waiting for my cue. Saan yung mag-cue sa akin? Okay, please put your cell phones on silent. Ay, no, there's John. Okay.
this is your audience, social media. We're live on Facebook.
Good.
Good morning. Welcome to the 7th edition of Meet Inquirer Multimedia. Once a month, we bring a notable newsmaker to the hot seat to be interviewed by our different platforms, the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Inquirer.net, Radyo Inquirer, Inquirer Bandera, Inquirer Libre, Cebu Daily News, and our social media and mobile networks. Our forum will be live streamed on Inquirer.net with a delayed broadcast on Radyo Inquirer 9:90 a.m. We are live on Twitter, Facebook, Viber, Line, Kakao, FireChat, WeChat, and Telegram at hashtag MeetInquirer and VotePH 2016. In just 6 days, we shall go to the polls to elect our new president. And this morning, we have the honor of having one of the most interesting presidential candidates as our guest. It's quite a challenge to introduce her, for the long list of achievements after her name and her colorful role in our nation's life. But we know it will be enlightening and fun to have her in our forum. Thank you for coming, ma'am. We shall have a proper introduction in a moment. May I acknowledge the presence of our board chair, Ma'am Marixie Rufino Prieto, our executive editor, Joey Nolasco, Inquirer.net editor-in-chief, John Mary, our editorial consultant, Amanda Duranila, and the officers, editors, reporters, photographers, and employees of the Inquirer family. At this point, I would like to call on our chair, MRP, for her welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago for accepting our invitation. We are delighted that she's here, and we eagerly look forward to a stimulating discussion over the next hour. Senator, I hope you can sense our excitement. It is palpable. On behalf of the entire Inquirer family, in print, online, on social, in radio, allow me to welcome you and our various audiences to the Inquirer. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Ma'am Marixie. This is it. Now I would like to introduce our moderator for this edition, the News Director of Radyo Inquirer, Arlene de la Cruz.
Good morning, everyone. Pinakahintay natin ito. This is going to be a very interesting discussion. Kasama natin ang isa sa pinaka-interesanting personalidad ng ating kasaysayan. Ang Inquirer, Meet the Inquirer Multimedia ay ikapitong edition po ito, and we're also seen live on facebook.com and inquirer.net. We're also live on inquirer.net website itself. At sa pagkakataong ito, we will formally introduce our guest and speaker for this morning. We have prepared a 2-minute video, but in just a short introduction, she's a fighter, she's a survivor, she's Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago.
She is one of the few who has served in the 3 branches of the government over the past 30 years. In the judicial branch, she served as presiding judge of the Regional Trial Court in Quezon City. In the executive branch, she was appointed Immigration Commissioner and later as Agrarian Reform Secretary. In the legislative branch, she has been elected senator for 3 terms. As an Immigration Commissioner, she ordered the arrest and deportation of members of alien criminal syndicates, including those engaged in illegally procuring infants for adoption in Europe, maintaining child prostitution communities for alien pederasts, and procuring mail-order brides and entertainers for prostitution abroad. As the head of one of the most notoriously corrupt agencies in the Philippine government at that time, she once claimed, "I eat death threats for breakfast." As a lawmaker, she has filed the highest number of bills and authored some of the most important laws. Among her most important pending bills are the following. During the 16th Congress, she chaired the Senate Committee on Constitutional Amendments and Revisions of Codes and Foreign Relations and placed under scrutiny the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement and the Bangsamoro Basic Law. In December 2011, she was the first Filipino and Asian from a developing state to be elected judge of the International Criminal Court for a 9-year term. In June 2014, however, she waived the privilege after she had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. But she said she already liked cancer, prompting her to join the 2016 presidential race under People's Reform Party. She previously ran for president twice, in 1992, in which she placed second, and in 1988, in which she finished 7 out of 10 candidates. Let's all welcome People's Reform Party presidential candidate, Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago.
Simulan na natin ang pagtatanong, pero bago yan, we're officially using hashtag #MeetInquirer and hashtag VotePH2016. On Twitter, we are at inquirer.net, and we're also live on Viber, Line, Kakao, and WeChat, and FireChat. The first question, magmumula po sa ating Philippine Daily Inquirer Executive opening statement muna tayo. Masyado kong atat, masyadong nagmamadali. Of course, opening statement muna, Senator Miriam Defensor
I'm
Santiago.
very happy to be here. I'm almost as excited as you are. I've never been to the Inquirer office, and although the Inquirer has bite in journalism, I'm not at all afraid that you're going to bite my head off. So,
We're afraid of.
so I'm ready to be cross-examined.
And let the cross-examination begin. The first question coming from the executive editor of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Mr. Joey Nolasco.
Pardon me, ma'am, but we usually start with the bang here. In convents across the country, nuns are praying that the electorate be given the gift of discernment so they may make a wise choice on May 9. And the prayers come as Davao Mayor Rodrigo Duterte is surging in various surveys. Ma'am, do you think the nuns and other people have reason to be worried about a Duterte presidency?
More things are-
Considering his pronouncements on setting up a revolutionary government, should Congress not cooperate with this program of government, and his promise to eradicate criminality in 6 months? Please.
More things are wrought in this world than any man dreams of. The power of prayer is going to be proved by this collective prayer of the nuns. They are going to tap into another source of energy. We're always looking for alternative sources of energy. Here is the energy, divine energy. If we can do this, then maybe I have a chance in the elections. But as it is, I'm afraid I'm going to be cheated, bribed. So, what is the result of the candidacy of Mr. Duterte on the campaign? Some of the statements have been ill-reasoned. I think he would try to clarify that in subsequent pronouncements. But some of the statements make us doubt his allegiance to the rule of law. He's a lawyer himself. And with respect to the bank accounts, I will say only, why are there so many bank accounts? What did he use them for? He didn't use them for houses, because every time I visit him in Davao, his houses are always very humble. So there are many unanswered questions with the Duterte candidacy, and the nuns have good reason to fall on their knees.
Follow-up questions, Sir Joey? None. Okay. Second question from the editor-in-chief of Inquirer.net, Mr. John Neri.
Senator, good morning. So I just wanted to clarify, my first quick question is, should the nuns be praying against a Duterte presidency?
I don't think they will do that. They never do. They never choose sides. They only pray for discernment, the power from spiritual sources to distinguish between right and wrong.
Thank you. Ma'am, you're also you're quite close actually to City Mayor Duterte. I think you were a sponsor at his silver wedding anniversary.
He was one of the principal sponsors.
He was one of the principal sponsors. I would like to know on the particular issue of the BBL. He has said some strong statements about it. In the last debate, he had a mini discourse about what the BBL meant for the Moro people. Ma'am, you also have your own view. Do you think that you sorry, I lost my train of thought. It happens when we ask questions of
Yes.
Senator Santiago.
We told you we're scared.
On your views on the BBL, ma'am. How do we solve the Moro problem in Mindanao?
That's right. First of all, we have to have a legitimate process for solving who is the true representative of the Bangsamoro. There are so many alphabet soup organizations, we don't know how to deal with them. And if we deal with one, all the rest take to the hills and engage in more rebellion. But my view is this. The Bangsamoro Basic Law is well-intentioned. It is, however, wrong in its approach to the problem. It gives the Bangsamoro the authority never granted by the Constitution to any official of our government, the authority to create a sub-state. They have a complete structure. But our Constitution stops only at regional autonomy. So my protest is that the BBL should be amended so that it will only stop at regional autonomy and not go the way of the sub-state. That is a slippery slope.
And regional autonomy is well within the Constitution.
Oh yes, that's provided for specifically.
So, ang ibig sabihin, in the first place, hindi dapat nakipag-usap sa Moro Islamic Liberation Front, one of the alphabet organizations that you're referring to.
Well, I'm not saying that, but there has to be a consensus among them. And then we can accept whom they choose to be the representative. Otherwise, if we negotiate with one faction, all the other factions will get mad at us and take up arms.
Sir John? From the Visayas, Mr. Nestor Burgos, the Chief Correspondent of the Visayas Bureau of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Question? Is he ready? Wala pa. Ako muna. Sabi niyo
Hello,
ma'am kanina.
hello,
Ayan na
hello.
ba? Okay, sige. Okay, Nestor.
Yes. Mayong aga, Senator.
Ngayong aga, Toto.
Many of our Kasimono said they will vote for you regardless of what the survey says. They said they still believe that you are the most qualified among the presidential candidates. But many are also disappointed and are questioning your choice of your running mate, especially that you are a staunch defender of human rights and an anti-corruption crusader. Why did you choose Senator Marcos as your running mate? Isn't this inconsistent with what you stand for?
Number one, I chose to run at a pretty late date for a presidential candidate because I was faced with a diagnosis for cancer, terminal cancer, stage 4. So I asked myself, what do I want to do before I die? I said, maybe I'll offer myself to the Filipino people, even if that might be considered shameless by others. Because I have experience in all the 3 branches of government, judiciary, executive, and legislative. That is why, when I ran, the field was already filled. All the other vice presidentials had already been taken. But I noticed that Bongbong was running by himself. And besides, of course, the thought of human rights activists protesting entered my mind immediately. But I know Bongbong from when he enrolled in the UP College of Law, and I was a professor there. I believe he has the intellectual competence to become a lawyer, but he did not continue his law studies. Plus, number two, at least he was exposed to Oxford. Exposure is better than nothing. And then he has a certificate of completion. And then number three, I don't think that the sins of the father should be visited on the children. I don't see him in any video or photograph actively participating at his young age when the Marcoses were announcing their various policies for our country. I think he just got caught up in the actions of the adults. So I have nothing against him. And when we were together in the Senate, he was a competent senator. He tore apart the bill and asked relevant questions. So I think that he is ripe to become vice president.
Nestor, any follow-up?
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
That was Nestor Burgos from the Visayas Bureau, Chief of Correspondent. Si Donna ng Bandera, may tanong ka ba? Microphone. Sa microphone, please.
Good morning, Good morning, Senator. I'm Donna Policor from Inquirer Bandera.
Donna.
Yes. Ma'am, kung sakaling hindi kayo tumakbo, sino kaya dun sa apat yung nakikita niyong most qualified?
Wala.
Ang bilis! Ang bilis na sagot!
Pinag-aralan ko na yung mga iyon eh.
And ma'am, bukod sa inyo, sino yung nakikita ninyo na dapat na tumakbo or manalo this coming election?
Wala nga.
Bukod dun sa apat, kung sakali man may pagpipilian.
Na hindi tumatakbo.
Na hindi tumatakbo.
Oh, mga tao na kamukha, for example, by Father Joaquin Bernas, because he's a constitutionalist, or Father Horacio de la Costa, they are my icons, or even Dr. Esperanza Cabral, who is still with us. She also has cancer. She has stopped her medical practice, but she continues to attend to patients who cannot afford to pay her. There are many instances of people who should be given the opportunity to reign over the administration. They know their ABCs, and they are highly competent in their fields. However, they're not given the same propaganda that are given to the presidential candidates who get the propaganda simply because they buy journalists. Ow!
Oh! Ouch!
Thank you, Madam.
Biglang nag-ouch eh. From the Day Desk editor, Mr. TJ Burgono. Question, please, TJ.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning again. Just to go back to Duterte, you said that because of his pronouncements, or his pronouncements have raised questions on his allegiance to the rule of law. My question is, how prepared are we prepared for a Duterte presidency? And is he really the kind of leader we're
I
looking for?
don't think so. First of all, we have to be legally literate. We have to know what does the law say so we can tell whether his actuations are within the law or outside. We don't have that kind of mass educational appeal to all our voters yet. They don't understand. Meron mga bayani siya dahil kaagad ay susuntukin niya yung kalaban niya. Alam naman natin mali yun. Pero wala tayong legal literacy kasi eh. Hindi natin alam. Hindi man lamang natin alam ang anong tinatawag na rule of law. Ano yan, ruler? Rule of law means the law applies to everybody, whatever is standing in the community. That's all that it means. And also that everybody is scrupulous into remaining within the folds of the law rather than operating outside it. We don't have enough respect for the rule of law in this country.
Chito de la Vega from Inquiry Libre and Central Desk has a question. Chito.
Ma'am, what what's your ano ngayon yung kalagayan po ninyo ngayon with your sickness and cancer, and what lessons have you learned na pwede nyo ibigay sa mga tao about your sickness and how to deal with it, and what did you learn from cancer?
Yes. I'm now under remission, which means that the cancer cells, which are normally repugnant because they eat everybody around them. Some people are like cancer cells. But
Names?
there is now a balance, and so I've been pronounced under remission, meaning to say that there's a balance in my health. There's a balance between my healthy body and the cancerous cells. They cannot move, and neither can we. It's sort of a stalemate, actually. Ngayon, nakita ko when I had cancer na magiging mahal dahil ginamit sa akin ang pinaka-latest that week. The cancer revolution takes place every week. You have to go and search for the newest medication. I noticed that hindi ko matuloy ang aking paggagaling kung ganyan kamahal ang cancer treatment. They are very effective. Wala nang namamatay sa cancer. But they are very expensive. It's like $500,000 for every 3 weeks. So I said, kaya ko yun sa umpisa. Pero sa bandang huli, mawawalan ako ng pera, mamamatay pa rin ako. So I said, take me now. And then, God intervened. An American doctor in America, also the president of their cancer society, specializing in lung cancer, heard of my plight. And he said, if you wish, I will go and examine you in the Philippines, but I will have to deliver a few medical lectures. And sure enough, he came. He went over all my scans and records, and then he examined me physically, and then he prescribed a certain solution for my chemotherapy. And he said, after that, it will work for a time, but after that, you will have to switch to another. Ganon palang cancer dahil ang gamot, hindi naman permanente. Kailangan pala palit-palit. Ngayon, nang nangyari yon, isang kaibigan ko, sabi niya, Miriam, ayaw mo na raw mag-inom ng mga gamot mo. Ayaw ko na kasi pareho lang naman yun eh. Mamatay ako ngayon o mamatay ako bukas. And she said, I have heard of a global clinical trial where new medications are being tested around the world. You can be part of that. If you're a part of the trial, all your expenses will be paid. So I said, okay, please nominate me. And immediately fell on my knees and thanked God there was a way out of my predicament. And sure enough, this new medication that has no name, it is not yet being marketed. This new medication worked very well for me. Yesterday I was at Makati Med, and all my doctors were grinning like it was Easter Sunday because they said I was coming up to their expectations, but I think they were just proud of the fact that I'm still walking and talking. I'm still alive.
Campaigning.
Yes. So, that's my lesson from cancer. That, first of all, you've got to decide what you want to do with your illness. And number 2, you go and get it.
You go and get it. Another question. Meron pa? That medication is available in the Philippines.
Well, only to me.
Only to you. Ah, so you're the only one
It's
undergoing.
uncoded.
Uncoded.
It has a code. It has no name.
Oh.
I get 2 packets every month.
And if it's going to be available, it's going to cost then.
Yeah.
Mahal din.
You have to pay an arm and a leg. Maybe you'll sell your spouse. Or
Kawawa naman si Mang Jun. Meron pa ba magtatanong? Yes. A question from the social media.
It's a question from Sunny Sons on Kakao Talk. I heard Miriam will be reforming taxes. How exactly is she planning to do it? Because I haven't heard how she will do it.
Reforming what?
Reforming taxes.
Oh, taxes, yes. I would like both personal income tax and corporate income tax to be lowered to 25% because the present 30 and 32% are not working. That is my tax reform. Our tax system has been in place for 20 years. It's very old and creaky. We've got to change it.
Or question?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, this is your third presidential campaign. How is this different from the first two presidential bids? And how will you describe your current rivals? Your current rivals for the 2016 election.
What was that?
How will you describe your current rivals for the 2016, the
rivals.
third time that you're running for the presidency?
Right. This time it's different because I'm still in remission. I'm not a normal human being. But I tend to be treated that way by even my own colleagues because I am so valuable. In other words, talkative. So, for example, I had to take a chopper. I was told to report at a certain building, so I went there. I took the elevator. After the elevator, I had to go up 4 flights of stairs. If I had the habit of fainting, I would have fainted. Or maybe I would have died, and my husband would be suing them now. Then I had to go up 2 more flights outside the building. Only then could I get into the chopper. So this is not very unusual because I've always operated on a shoestring budget. Everybody can see that. I don't have as much money as my rivals. So all I have to bank on is the love of the youth. Their idealistic support for me without asking for money and even declining invitations to a meal because they are volunteers. I only have my volunteers. I had them in 92. I didn't have them in the second one. But now I have the full support of my young volunteers. And my only worry is if the election does not go my way, these young people might go out into the streets. I counseled against that when I was cheated in 1992. I said no street demonstrations because it might end in bloodshed between the police and the young people. And I don't want it that way this time.
How will you describe your rivals po?
One by one?
Incompetent.
All of them?
Well, there might be an exception or two. But I don't think that should be the president of the Philippines. I look at the picture of the person and I say, would I be proud to have him or her attend an international conference or summit meeting of heads of state? And my answer is no, because I specialize in international law and I'm often sometimes a lecturer. I'm often lecturer sometimes in various conventions. Hindi nila kaya, wala silang idea ng foreign policy eh. Ang alam lang nila, I will give you a bridge, a road, free education. They always chant the same mantra every election. Palaging ulit-ulit yun. I'll give you food, education, healthcare, mga pangako. So they are promising candidates, but they don't appeal to me.
Incompetent, no appeal. And next question from Mike Ubak from Inquirer Day Desk. Kung inisa-isa siguro, mas interesting, no? Yes, Mike?
It's been a while. I used to cover you in the Senate. Yeah. Good morning.
Well,
Ma'am.
look, I have reformed, okay? Let's not talk about the past.
Ma'am, my question would be, could you compare the previous elections, whether you've been part of it or not, national elections, to the one we have right now in terms of maybe voter education, social media, and youth participation?
Social media and youth participation are two main factors that distinguish this election from all the rest. Social media is now showing its power. Nobody knows how to handle it. Even I don't know, because if I did, I would manipulate it to my advantage. And youth power, I didn't realize that I had so many youth supporters who literally wanted to put their words into action. I have so many volunteers. When you see me on TV and the people are going hysterical, those are the youth volunteers. So, I don't know, because they are now pledged to me to watch the counting. That's where I failed 92. My people stayed maybe 36 hours, but that was the limit. Eh ngayon, meron na silang paraan na palit-palit sila. So, subukan natin.
Yes, ma'am. And could you comment on, we ran a story about SWS people trying to fudge some of the demographics, not the actual survey.
Right.
Yeah. Any comment on that?
Well, some of my supporters have printed on social media copies of questionnaires distributed by a survey firm where there are the names of the presidential candidates and mine does not appear there. Kaya wala siyang choice. Maski gusto niya akong iboto, wala palang pangalan ko doon. Ganon ang ginagawa nitong commercial media. And I want to say something about not social media, about these survey firms. These survey firms are trying to become the alternates of our voters. Gusto nila silang mamili kung sinong maging presidente. Ang mga botante ang namimili. Pero kung ganyan ang gusto nilang paniwalaan ng mga survey nila, ay di meron na pala silang kapangyarihan na sasabihin nila sa pamamagitan ng surveys nila kung sinong gusto nilang presidente. That's so undemocratic. And why should we give up? Why should I give up my vote, my one vote, to that survey firm?
Ma'am, if you win as president, would you rather that a few weeks before the election, we should ban the publication or at least the...
Yes, I was for that position when we were discussing this bill in the Senate, but I lost. So I said, iti-trending nilang public opinion eh.
Thank you, ma'am.
Question from Janet Andrade, Inquirer reporter.
Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Ma'am, you draw your support from the youth. Ma'am, what do you think is your appeal to the youth? Why do they find you? Why do they support you?
Because I'm always fighting people. I think that they like the idea that there is a person who prefers to stand against the tide if that is dictated by the rule of law. I think it's because my actuations in the past few years in the Senate, plus because I'm very articulate in voicing the sentiments of young people, like sentiment of young people. Tama na yung mga pangako na yun. Anong nagawa niya noon sa naglipas para makita natin kung anong magagawa niya sa kinabukasan. Eh, ang tatandara ng mga presidential candidates, wala naman silang nagawa.
Follow-up, Janet? Any more question? Yes, Donna Policarken. May pahabol from Bandera. Ay, Sir Joey ulit.
Ma'am, how would you deal with China? Considering that there are reports, they now plan to build an outpost on Scarborough Shoal. And we're about to win our case in the UN court.
Yung China na yan, mahilig talaga yan sa intriga. Ngayon, ang intriga nila na itong West Philippine Sea natin magiging subject o paksa ng usapan ng China and one member of the ASEAN at a time Hindi pwedeng all the members together. Gusto nila ihiwalay tayo, divide and conquer. Ngayon, ang inalok nila, habang you're trying to extract oil or other resources from under the sea, we can already live prosperously if we just stay on the same course. Kaya ang dapat yan sa China ay, una, we should make full use of diplomacy on two tracks, two kinds of diplomacy. The state-to-state diplomacy, which is very stiff and rigid and formal, and the informal diplomacy. In other words, a backdoor channel for talking to the Chinese. Ngayon, kung ipakita natin sa Southeast Asia, at least those affected by the West Philippine Sea, na united tayo, hindi tayo mapira-piraso ng ganyan, at tututo din yan. Besides, I will just repeat a joke I made at the presidential debate. Halimbawa mo, naggera tayo laban sa China, nanalo tayo. Ano ngayon ay ipapakain natin sa mga sa mga inchik?
There are questions again from our social media.
Yes,
JB?
we have a question. It's related to the recent discussion from Joey Ko on Twitter. Ma'am, are you in favor of AFP modernization, especially that of the Navy and the Philippine Air Force? Are you willing to continue the current project of the AFP?
Oh yes, absolutely. That is necessary because of the dispute with China. We have no choice. We have to beef up Coast Guard and Navy. Ganyan ang problema dito sa mga modernization na ito sa AFP ay ang laki-laki ng nanakaw ng mga opisyal ng armed forces. Kaya, kung mag-appropriate ka ng ilang billion, isipin mo, ilang billion din ang ibabawas mo dahil sa corruption doon. Kailangan yan very careful calibration dahil magiging source lang yan of wealthy pot-bellied generals.
Sort of a follow-up question from the CFF Foundation. What are your plans to improve health service delivery in the country, and how would you balance, say, I need to spend on defense and I need to spend on health delivery services?
The Constitution says highest priority in the budget shall be given to education, so we have no choice. Education is to be about 5% of the budget. And then after that, can follow the other priorities.
What would be a higher priority, defense or health service delivery?
Health service.
Health service.
Anong defense? Ang Pilipinas kaliit-liit. May maniniwala ba sa atin kung sabihin natin, maski sino, pumunta kayo dito at lalaban tayo? Walang maniwala. Huwag na yun. Health services na lang.
Thank you.
Next question from Donna Pasibugan, our Inquirer reporter. Later si Donna natin. Ay, sige, ikaw na. Donna Policar, again.
Thank you, Donna.
You have the mic.
Ma'am, how do you intend to run the country should you win these coming elections? Your rivals and many people presume that you will run the country in absentia, and you will give the vice president the task to run the kitchen.
That is straight out of fantasy. Na tatakbo akong presidente pagkatapos bibigay kong kapangyarihan ko sa vice president, katangahan na talaga yon. Dapat i-withdraw ng UP ang aking diploma pag ganun. I intend to run the country like a strict mother. Must emphasize discipline. Must emphasize civic spirit. Na kung anong ginawa mo, may kaugnayan sa mangyayari din, hindi lamang sa iyo, kung hindi sa iyong kapitbahay. A sense of shared destiny is what I would like to infuse in the Filipino electorate. Naiisa tayo. Huwag tayo magpirapiraso ng ganyan. Kaliliit na nga atin eh. Ang mga Pilipino kahilig ng mga maliliit. Like we always buy little packets of shampoo or soap or pati ba naman yan.
Thank you, ma'am.
Question from the other Donna.
Yes. Good morning, ma'am. Over here.
Oh, there you are.
Hello po.
Yes, Donna.
Twice you said
today that you fear you're going to be cheated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're asking, you fear that your volunteers would not be stopped this time. Where does this fear come from? What signs do you see and what info?
I cannot tell you because these are confidential. Kung anong ginagawa ng mga iba-ibang grupo o lupon. Kaya, for example, the setting aside of huge sums of money for the last week of elections, gagamitin pambili. Maliban dyan, pambili ng botante. Maliban dyan, mukhang hindi nila tatanggapin ang official results. So, they will resort to violence dahil malaki ng kapital nila eh. Hindi na pwedeng malusaw pa yun. Ganon ang rational nun.
Follow-up siguro dun, Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Ma'am, they won't, you say they won't accept official results and they'll resort to violence. Where is this threat coming from?
Oh, if
Who's
you're going to write a
station?
feature story, you won't get it from me.
Pero siguro naman follow-up dun, ano? Doon sa sinasabi, you feel you will be cheated. Tao yon, grupo yon. Sabi niyo iba't ibang lupon. What about the Commission on Elections and the system itself, to automate the system itself? Will it be instrumental?
The system itself is full of holes. It's a holy institution because there is so much room for human intervention. Dapat yan, pag sabi mo ng boto mo, kamukha sa Amerika, nasa board na kaagad, pinapakita. So, the less people who handle the ballot, the better. Ngayon, kung wholesale cheating naman, biro mo, palitan mo lang isang zero dyan sa provincial canvas of certificates, no? Magiging kaiba na kaagad ang resulta. Kaya, that's why I'm worried. Because the elections might not be a fair and free choice of candidates presenting themselves and their programs of government, but might be one person desperately seeking the presidency. Baka kailangan bayaran niya mga utang niya. Yung pinag-utang niya dahil paggawa siya ng mga presidential posters niya. Marami yan eh. Kaya, kung gano'n ang nakapital niya, hindi na siya papayag na walang return on investment.
Next question from Cynthia Balana, senior political reporter of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Cynthia.
Cynthia, we were together since immigration.
Yeah.
Cynthia made me a national celebrity.
You are the favorite speaker during commencement exercises because of your appeal to the youth. So where do you get all the punchlines, up-to-date punchlines, jokes? Is it from your son or
No.
from Jun Santiago or from your family? Or
I'm just naturally mischievous.
Sample punchline.
Can this be the last question?
Okay, last question daw.
Because it's
Okay.
11.
Chito, last question.
And I think this will be fitting. Ma'am, why haven't you given up on the Philippines? I ask this because there's a perception, karamihan po ng followers niyo mga kabataan, and yet there's a perception na mga batang Pilipino have this feeling of hopelessness and despair. So, and you have a large following from the youth. So I'm asking, why haven't you given up
I
on the
have a very
Philippines?
strong belief in my God. I don't imagine what God is. God is not a person better in all aspects of the human person than us. Kasi yun ang isip nyo eh. Ang Diyos siguro dahil napakagaling, lahat siguro magaling. Pinakautak yan, at pinakamabait, at ganon. I have no clue what God is. But something, maybe my conscience or my heart, tells me that there must be good over evil in this universe. I cannot accept that the universe is evil. Therefore, in my own little corner, I will try very hard to give good government.
From Juliet Habaliana, one last question. Real last
Hi,
question.
ma'am. Since you said the survey firms are, like kingmakers in this
Right.
election.
That's what they aspire to be.
Yes. And since you are not really high up there, what would your message to the voters in 6 days? Why should they take a second look and vote for you?
Oh, well, you have to decide on the basis of the usual test that we apply to all job seekers, for example. First of all, there has to be integrity, then there has to be competence, and there has to be efficiency. Integrity. Walang duda na nagnanakaw siya ng pera kamukha ng iba. Ang limpak-limpak pa, hindi ka panipaniwala. Pangalawa, competence. Meron na ba siyang karanasan dyan? Number 3, efficiency. Inilala ba yung mga nagawa niya noon? Hindi lang sa say-so niya. So, if we apply that threefold test, I think we'll be safe.
Ma'am, at this point, meron tayong, maikli lang ma'am ito. Ma'am, okay ka pa ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. Meron tayo ma'am yung hashtag pick-up line game natin dito.
I don't understand it exactly.
Meron po, ito ipapaliwanag po sa atin ng ating resident game master po, si
Pakita
Mr.
mo na
Chito
yung
de la
natin,
Vega. This is going to be fun, ma'am.
Ma'am, we will show here number of hashtags. Yan, nasa gitna po. Pag
My
na-set up ito.
eyeglasses.
And then, I will be saying 10 or kahit 10 or less of words. Sasabihin ko po, pumili po kayo ng hashtag na bagay doon sa word na yon.
Okay.
Ngayon, pero
No, my eyeglasses.
we will make an adjustment, ma'am.
I
Kung
will
meron
just read
kayong
them for
gusto
you.
nyong hashtag ninyong for that name or that person or that thing, pwede rin kayo mag-improvise.
I'm not that creative.
Ma'am,
You
talaga.
find it hard to do.
Ito. So for ito na malapit lang, ipa-flash lang natin yung hashtags for
Cable lang po, cable. Ma'am, walang guest na nakaligtas sa hashtag game.
yan. Joe?
Okay.
Ready?
And still not there on the screen. Example siguro. Example, sabihin para magkaroon ng
Oo,
idea
for
sa mga.
example, pag sinabi kong billions of pesos, anong hashtag nyo ron?
Hashtag millions of pesos?
Yes, billions of pesos. Hashtag,
Ito na yung...
ayan, malapit na ma'am. Ito na, binubuo na. Ayan.
Ayan na ma'am. Ito na siya.
Nakikita. Medyo
Masyado
maliit na
maliit.
ma'am, nakikita po. Yan.
Okay, yan.
Yan yung mga sample ng mga
Okay.
sagot. Pipili kayo dyan, ma'am. Now, I will... Yes, yan, ma'am. Walang forever, tamang panahon, better luck next time, push pa more, aminin, tell the truth, sayang naman, mula sa puso, talaga lang, hashtag happiness, hashtag napasmile ako, hashtag sakit sa headache, hashtag wag ka mayabang, hashtag overambitious, huwag nyo napansin, hindi, nagkamali ako mag-type, hashtag di ako takot dyan, and hashtag life is beautiful. Pero kung gusto nyo magdagdag, okay lang, ma'am. The first word na ma-match ninyo is VP Jojo Binay. Anong...
Jojo Binay.
Yes, ma'am.
Walang forever.
Pinoy.
Pinoy. Sakit sa headache.
Wow. Rodi Duterte.
Duterte. Aminin.
Grace Po.
Grace po. Overambitious.
Ito, University of the Philippines.
Life is beautiful.
Ito may sinuggest po sa akin to ng daughters and baby girls.
Daughters and baby girls.
Yes, ma'am.
Better luck next time.
Sige ma'am, yan, papaliwanag yun. Sana nga. Fidel V. Ramos.
Huwag kang mayabang.
Death threats.
Death threats. Push pa more.
And last natin, ma'am, Filipino people.
Filipino people whom I love. Happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness is with Filipinos.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, hindi na kami hingi ng closing remarks from you. Okay na yon?
Yeah.
Wala na pong closing remarks. This has been the 7th edition of the Meet the Inquirer Multimedia Forum. I'm Marlene de la Cruz. Thank you very much, ma'am.